make yourself more than just a man. If you devote yourself to an ideal, then you become something else entirely.
So the gadget we see here might be either an ultraviolet sensor or a thermal sensor. Not sure exactly. But we know it comes in a scope form and can spot footprints or bird scratch marks. We even see where in the utility belt it is carried and the ping noise it makes when it spots something unusual. In this small moment we also find out that the sensor also acts like a camera to take pictures. I assume it sends the image to the bat wave. These are just the tweezers that Batman uses. Based on how it grabs the bird feather, I assume it has a button on the side. Got to be careful with those since you do not want to crush the object. We saw the test tube that Batman uses in this clip before. It was at the end of the first episode. Nothing new about it since the purpose is obvious.
Hey Alfred, check this out.
Batman in the scene is using a scientific microscope, which I assume is modified to be more advanced than a regular scientific microscope, since it belongs to Batman.
Strix nebulosa laponica, a rare species of owl native to China.
Batman in the scene says Strix nebulosa laponica. He is correct on it being an owl. There is a Strix nebulosa which has two subspecies. The first subspecies is what Batman said, a Strix nebulosa laponica. The second subspecies is a Strix nebulosa nebulosa. I do not know why for the second one the second word is repeated twice. The Strix nebulosa laponica is from boreal forests of Asia and Europe, so I assume Penguin got it from Asia.
According to the Batwave's search function, these scratches from the victim's dressing table match the owl's talon span.
So the Batwave has a very precise search function. Earlier I mentioned that there were two subspecies for that type of bird. So the Batwave was able to check through all bird scratch marks and tell the difference between the two subspecies scratch marks. I wonder how long it took to do that search. Based on the scene and wording Batman uses, we can assume it was in less than 5 minutes.
Make way, the Ozmeister is in the house!
Looks like Penguin has two female bodyguards. I am curious as to how they protect or why they protect a criminal like Penguin. And that design of Penguin works for the series tone.
My grandfather used to butler for them back in England, and they were an obnoxious lot then as well.
Based on what Alfred said, we can assume that the Penguin's family got the money through criminal acts. Over time they lost their fortune and Penguin has returned to Gotham with an attempt at restarting the fortune.
I was about to inform Mr. Cobblepot that his name does not appear on the guest list.
Let me see that.
This part is only included because it shows that not a single person knew of the Cobblepot's return to Gotham. They are not known or popular as the Waynes.
Ones?
I knew that Penguin lost a bunch of money, but not by this much. That explains why he steals jewelry. He plans on selling them in order to get money. For now he just has far less than 1 million. So this is the first time we see Batman use his bat glider. He is ready and waiting to intercept Penguin's birds in an attempt to get back the stolen jewelry. As you can see, there is no blue flames or any flames on that bat glider at the moment. That is because it is mostly a glider and not a jetpack. The glider has two portions. The silver is just the thrusters and the skeleton that keeps the wings in the shape of bat wings. The entire black areas are the cloth that let him glide. This clip right here shows that I am correct on what I said earlier. It is mostly a glider. I do find it unique that he was able to combine a glider and a jetpack without making it too heavy. The Bat glider looks like it is very lightweight but durable. Not much to say about this. The Bat glider can be quickly unequipped easily by just hitting the lower button instead of all 3 buttons. You may need to rewatch that clip but at a slower speed. It shows how Batman had his cape folded and how it unfolds before he touches the ground. Well, this is surprising. I thought his Asian bodyguards would have a katana sword, not giant Wolverine claw hands. Did Penguin or someone else modify their bodies into these things? Either way, it is insane levels of creepy.
High-rise jewel thefts baffle police. Dozens of similar crimes across Asia, which suddenly stopped last week and started up again in Gotham.
So this further confirms what we discussed earlier about Penguin being after jewelry.
Just got back from a tour of the Orient. Let me see that.
And he used my guest list as a checklist for tonight's crime spree.
This is another one of the flashbacks. Similar to the one we saw episode earlier. Batman is just happy because it allows him to locate the next crime. A sonic device that is reconfigured to affect birds. I do not know if he made that during the episode or if he had that for a long while. I assume he had it for a long while but did not reconfigure it till now. We also see that it is carried on the outside of the utility belt and not in any of its pockets. That was a genius move Batman did. Using the cage to get rid of the Kabuki twins. That is what they are called, the Kabuki twins. A kabuki is a form of Japanese dance. I assume they are called Kabuki twins because they use a kabuki mask and are twins. One of the running jokes in the series is how many things Penguin's umbrella can do. Here it somehow has a flamethrower despite having no fuel source for the fire. Guess Penguin's umbrella also has an electric chain with a spinning blade at the end. I say spinning blade because of the shape, and a normal blade would not be able to cut the tree branch that fast. Even with all that electricity, Penguin must accept one true fact in DC cartoons. No one can take down the Batman. In case you did not realize it, the electric chain you saw earlier was from the bottom holding part of the umbrella. Penguin has a spike that comes out of the top when he is not using the flamethrower. I believe there is one more thing that the umbrella can do, but that is in a different episode. Here is a hint: the black cloth part of the umbrella, and he uses it in different ways.
Now, in some ways, man, I'm glad freaks like this Penguin bring out the Batman.
Hopefully it's not the Batman who brings out the freaks.
This part is very important. Bruce is trying to figure out if he is bringing more harm than good to Gotham. We as the audience know he is bringing more good.
Time changes nearly everything, but the mission and the legend of the Batman lives on.